Hi, I said hello. Let's do a run as Mr. Marin, Mr. Marino, Encino Man, Mr. Marino, Encino Man. Hold on, I gotta change one of my settings. This thing is bothering me. Always be on top. Where's window? Where the fuck is always be on top for this thing? Window. Well, there's no option for it. Okay, so fuck that. I need to. I used to have my chatting. So it was always on top. Always on the tip top. And I stopped at some point. I think because I moved to like a slightly less spacious situation. I used the ultra wide instead of the two monitors I had up top. The second ultra wide, and it's a little bit less screen real estate. But part of the reason that it was less screen real estate was because I was not using my third monitor as anything except a drawing screen, and now I've decided that I can use it as both that and also other things. Well, yes, but also no. Like that Pirat says. That's Pirat. It's always a bad idea when I do this, but we're doing it. It's always a bad idea. I haven't had one time where it was a good idea for me to go to the boss before clearing any more of the floor. Hey, text from Jackie. No! I actually moved it away from him. I gotta try to pull him that way when he starts walking again. There we go. I think we still got him with it. I don't know. I love that this guy has so many unique fight layouts. I don't love the moat one. It's really frustrating, especially if things are already not looking great on a first floor. But I do appreciate that there's a little bit of diversity of presentation of situation with this guy. Whereas everybody else, you know exactly what you're getting. They added some other rooms for like the Beholster and I think the High Priest. But I think it's like the High Priest is either regular. Oh, and the Mind Flayer. But yeah, I think they're either regular or they have columns, and I think that's kind of it. Ooh, and one of those jumps wasn't bad. One more shot. Yeah, he landed on that bullet. Dang. Alright, we got a terrible, no good, very bad gun. No keys. And yeah, things are looking about the same as they looked before the fight, which, not good. Didn't they make a movie of Alexander the No Good, Very Bad, Alexander and the Horrible No Good, Very Bad Day or something like that? I remember seeing something about it, but I remember also being like relatively underwhelmed by like the trailer or something. Maybe it had Steve Carell in it. You know what? I think it did have Steve Carell, or no, it had some comedian, but it was. It was another one of those things where I think they did the like. Dick and Jane movie with Téa Leoni and Jim Carrey, and then they did Alexander's No Good, Horrible, Very Good, Bad, Good Day, Good and Bad Day. They kind of like were doing that thing like it's like Bruce Almighty and Evan Almighty. Like Bruce Almighty did very, very well. And then they tried to sequelize it with somebody else. But not only did they sequelize it with somebody else, they sequelized it with somebody basically in a different situation. Like, Evan Almighty is like, build Noah's Ark, and everyone's like, why? And it's like, because we did a Bible movie before. But like, Bruce Almighty was like, this guy gets God powers for a day. He could do everything God can do. And oh boy, does he learn a lesson about how much to do God do. Have to do. Well, like, the Evan Almighty was just like, he has to build a boat or else. I never actually watched it, but I'm guessing he had to build a boat or else. Should not have fucking done it. Never use the keep burst. You idiot, you goddamned idiot. Nothing else really to buy. That's just a single thing, and then another run where we can roll into stuff, which is okay, but not good enough. Oof. Ah. Ooh. Ah. That's a fucking good get. That is quite the passive. Alright, we just fly to it, I guess. Not teleport, but fly with our legs. So this was actually a really, really good first floor. Like, the guns I got, kind of poop, kind of shit. Kind of unimpressive. But we got the cat chair. Chair. We got a throne of cat good night. And while you don't have to tell me, I already understand that the ability to fly is not a single-handed game win. Fuck you is close enough. It's so big. It's big in so many ways. It's big if you get a Winchester's game. It's big if you hate dealing with pits. It's big if you've got big pee-pee. It's big if you got a small pee-pee. I guess by comparison, it's even bigger with a smaller pee-pee. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I have a little trouble understanding what I'm saying, but do you know? I can't wait until electric self-driving vehicles are like it. Like, the main problem with electric vehicles is charging, obviously. If charging didn't take time, people would... There'd have to be some other way of tricking people into thinking that it was wasteful. Because it would just be like... I mean, it's already too obvious. Like, all you need to do is plan. I understand that, like, there isn't, like, a big fucking, like, brrr, brrr truck. There's not that yet. So, like... That's hard for some people. That's being worked on. A lot of people need their trucks to go like... You don't get that fucking bottom of your balls feel as of yet. But I think like Rivian's making one. Tesla's about to announce a pickup at some point, allegedly. They keep saying that they're going to. But it seems like they're having some issues, or they're really letting that hype get greasy and hot. One thing or the other, but you know, whatever. Tesla semis are already fucking crushing and killing it. Like, the main reason you really want more electric vehicles on the road is so that there's no issues with charging. Like, charging kind of takes a while. Superchargers are a little faster, but charging takes a while. But if they start having... Oh, I think I walked through a bullet. If they start having charging things like all the fuck over the fucking fuck place, fuck, man. Like, if they have superchargers as frequent as they have let's say on every street corner there's, you know, there's a charging thing where you charge and then you also pay for your parking. I think they did something like that in what was that comic with Dr. Manhattan and the comedian and Rorschach. Oh my god, what was it called? The Watchmen. I think in The Watchmen, electric vehicles were were popularized by Dr. Manhattan, making there be more lithium-ion jibbity jib-jibs. We really want potion of LS, so we'll probably get that. We'll also probably get this. Look at this. This is why you get flight. This is why you love flight. Even though you don't need to go that way. That's why you love flight. But not lithium-ion, but he made more lithium. President of the planet or something. Anyway, so like, you know, you'd go ask to be plugged in at like the newspaper stand or whatever, and you know, they do that while they did something. Anyway, it felt kind of cool to see like a situation in which, like, if you're paying for parking, you can also pay a slightly higher fee and also get some electricity. So it's like a double whambo jam bimbo. Yeah, that was good. Whambo jam bimbo. Like, I'm ready for that to be the case for, you know, every corner where there's public parking, for someone to be like, hey, check this out. My car's getting more go. More go on it. I don't know. It seems like, why not? Like, what are people farting their butts about? Like, why is it just because it's always been this way? Cars have been around for like less than 100 years. That's not true. But like, they've been something that every family had for less than 100 years. Like, it wasn't a thing until the 50s. Maybe the 40s or 50s. Nah, 40s was still Great Depression in World War II. Maybe the late 40s. But I think the 50s tried to like make it so that everybody was fucking driving a car. I remember when Lucille Ball, Arnez, whatever her fucking name is, Ricardo, got one and had to learn to drive, and it was like, yo, not only is this a comedy TV show starring a broad, that's what they called her, a broad, starring a woman, but she's learning to drive in this shit. She was bad at it. That was a joke. Women can't drive. Ha ha ha. But like, that was when we were first seeing like, I think they moved to California or something from New York, in parallel with the show moving its location. I don't know. I don't remember. I watched that show a lot as a kid though. But yeah, it was. It wasn't until the 1950s that we started seeing, you know, every family, except in major cities, having a fucking vehicle. So us acting like it's either gas or it's fucking nothing is silly. We could have had electric vehicles as early as the late 80s, but Big Oil, of course, and Big Detroit, they wrung their hands together and squashed it pretty soundly. Now tech billionaires and a few other people are getting together and saying like, hey, there's no reason to be scared by these guys because they smell like shit. Look at them. Just look at them. They smell like shit. You can tell by the look. But it's really great that the paradigm is shifting. Oh my lord. It's really great that the paradigm is shifting. It's really great that people are feeling very, very comfortable with these electric vehicles. I have a coworker that is leasing an electric vehicle, a Nissan Leaf, one of the older ones, and he's like McDonald's style loving it, even though it's one of the older ones. Like, oh man, it sucks. Jeez Louise. Fuck. I I bet the secret room's in here. I should have just checked first. But, yeah, I mean, my wife's Nissan Leaf is like 1,000,000 times greater range already than his, because it's like an older one, a more jelly bean shaped one. Jackie's is more like a hatchback, kind of like a sleek little Prius style vehicle. But yeah, I don't know. It's weird to see people be finally on board with it. It's weird. Actually, it's much weirder that it took as long as it did. Oh, whoops. But I'm glad regardless that it's happening. Like, it doesn't matter that it kind of, like, that I think it kind of took too long. What matters most is that it's changing. And I really mean that. Like, some people are like, yeah, it's a fucking waste of time. I mean, it's something that I feel. Like, I stopped drinking, and I'm saving money, and I'm, like, this is not preaching, but it's something I've talked to my wife about. Like, I feel like, I feel kind of, like, disgusted, not with drinking itself, but with how much time I've wasted by not saving, by not being ready for this point in my life. I essentially have just like I could be at this point many years earlier if I had just been smart enough to think about the future just a little fucking bit, you know? Like, if there were so many times in my life where my mom was like, just save $25 every paycheck. And it's like, you don't get it, Mom. I have to be shit-faced. I have to be fucking wasted. I have to wake up and feel like I hate the fact that I exist. It's merely because, you know, I'm not gonna socialize with people without being wasted. What are you, a banana? Are you, nuts? Like, I kept saying those things, and she's like, please stop talking like this. I don't know, it was just like, it was very strange. And it still is very strange to have, kind of shoved off the very obviously good advice, about a lot of this stuff for what is essentially, like, next to no benefit. Like, I mean, I met my wife because of drinking, but, like, if drinking was what brought us together, then, I don't know. It's not strong enough. It's proven that drinking is not the only thing that is keeping us together, but it is very much something that was there early on. And it's a little, like, sad to think about that, but, you know, we're growing beyond it, which is great. I feel like it's great, at least. I don't know. Maybe you don't, but who cares what you think? It's weird to think that, like, I don't know, I got kind of mad. Like, we could have already had a Tesla by this point if we had, been saving earlier, you know? We could have not just afforded one, but actually saved some money on one, on that over Jackie's electric vehicle, if we had, and it would have had some of the features for cheaper that we're gonna be paying for more. But, like, it's hard to not, like, be upset with the past, to kind of resent the past a little bit, but that's not how I want to do it. That's not how I want to feel. I'd much rather feel like now is the time to push forward. We can be upset about what we didn't do later, but now let's just keep on slugging and trucking. Let's keep on slucking forward and just enjoy the good that's going to come, you know? Because we've eventually moved past it. But also, just a word of warning to everybody else in the world. Don't waste your time. Don't hit 35 before you, or 34 before you start thinking about what you really want to be and do. And like that includes more than buying a fucking car. If you're a big travel person, fucking get out there. The world's gonna disappear if you don't hurry up and see it all. It's gonna just fucking evaporate. So get out there and see it if that's your prerogative. I like travel, but I don't lust after it like a lot of people I know do. But if you lust, fucking get that thing. Fuck the whole world if you have to. If that's your lust, fucking fill up on it, you know? Take a big load of planet. Yipes. You know, eat out Mother Earth is all I'm saying. You gotta see it before something, a kid, an injury, really wanting a Tesla, like anything takes over. You gotta do it first. Yuck. Well, we actually might be able to utilize the Muncher. I have stupidly used up like all of my ammo with my actual boss weapon. So that sucks. Dick. Edict. Black hole runs are not always a great joy to watch, but man, oh man, are they safe-ish. Almost fucked that up as I was talking about how safe it was. I need some ammo, dude. I need a handful of better guns. Sweet. Yeah. It's gonna be a long. Oh, I don't need a handful of shit. I mean, I don't need a handful of shit. Please do not give me a handful of shit. Molly. Molly Toff herself? That's neat, but you know what's neater is the key I got. That's neat too. What does Table Tech B? I mean, what does B's synergize with? Inconsistent scale. That gives me an orbital hive. And I think that's all I know about it. So what can we get rid of? We got some guns that would not be used, even under duress. Glad Roddy's not here. He'd be all crapping and a-crying about what we're about to do. Can't be there. Can it be here? I would really like to save my blank if we're not going to find the secret. It probably is not there either. But more than that, I'd like to find the secret. Well, I'm not going to just blank the shop though. I should have been using those, especially after I, oh, how lovely. After I made it there, I should have been using those. But we're probably just going to be using the starters for now. Starters and the ant. I think we're good. We have exactly enough to buy another key. If we wanted to go to the rat fight twice. It does shoot out bees. Okay, I was gonna say I hope this has something other than like defensive properties. If it just has defensive properties, that's okay. But if it has more, that's good. Get back. I just need a couple, like I want the hammer to be filled up. I can't use the bees while I use the black hole gun. That's it. So I would like it if I got hammer ammo for those moments. That was weird. It made like a strange noise. Yeah, just ammo in general would be pretty neat. I feel like I kind of had to throw away my thing just to pick up lead skin, which I would do again in a heartbeat, and I would always do in any number of heartbeats, no matter what. 0 even. 0 heartbeats even. It's Friday night's probably not a good stream at night, huh? You guys probably hanging out, drinking up the town. You know what? As foolish as this is, we're doing it. We're not gonna... There's ammo right there if we need to buy it. But it is super... like, we're not gunned up to the teeth. We're not all the way guns all the way up. But, like... I think we're gunned enough to not feel the need for... gun forcing on this floor. Gun force on the regular floors, but we can take off one of them. I also really need to remember that, like, the potion of lead skin is not bosses only. It's bosses especially, but it's not bosses only. It's really weird. So I've been reading Infinite Jest, and it's really weird how that book's set in an indistinct time in the post-90s. It was written in 96, I believe, or published in 96 or 97. It was probably written over the course of like a handful of years, as dense as it is. But regardless, Jesus Christ. It's set probably, if I wanted to guess, because they use this system of the years are subsidized in the books. They're bought by companies. So most of the book, as far as I am, is in the year of the depend adult undergarment. It's got jokes. Book's got jokes. So there's like the year of the Tux medicated pad, the year of the Purdue Wonder Chicken, year of the Whopper, etc., etc. There's a whole lot of years with names instead of numbers. It's a really, like, pretty clever way of not having to, you don't have to make a 1984 situation where you say, by this year, the future will be X. Because it's not a certain year. Or it is a certain year, but it's a certain year that doesn't have a Gregorian calendar definition. Gregorian? Yeah, I think that's the calendar we use. It's not as easily marked on that calendar because of the clever way in which David Foster Wallace has obfuscated the date, has made it a little bit less clear as to what year. Anyway, it still has a very, like, 90s. It's weird to say retro future about the 90s because I remember the 90s pretty freaking clearly. It was not a retro future kind of thing when I was thinking about the 90s. But it's the retro future now. Damn, what's a good one to use? Okay, so it is there. But regardless, you really get a 90s feel. You get like I mean, there's a lot of indirect 90s stuff like they mention, or direct 90s stuff like they mention Pearl Jam. They mention your parents listening to Pearl Jam, which with the main characters being like, or one of the main characters being like 15 years old, 17 years old. Man, how old? He's probably about 16 to 18. You kind of get the idea that if his parents were listening to Pearl Jam, then it's set about now, maybe a few years earlier, maybe 2015, but maybe now, like maybe right freaking now, this very second. Maybe this is the year of the Depends adult undergarment. We'll never know. I mean, there's probably, I'm guarantee you there is one, what's the word I'm looking for? Not critic, but like, man, I'm having a hard time thinking today. It wasn't like crazy busy at work, but it was enough for me to be mentally kind of taxed. It was busier than I thought it was going to be. It was busy enough that I'm like kind of in the shadow of the shift, you know? Mentally. Anyway, I like the book a lot. It does have a very 90s feel. There's so many things that, like, you know, forward-thinking writers get correct about predicting the future. But I gotta say, I haven't seen anywhere where they got cell phones right on the nose. Like, which is kind of shocking sometimes, because, like, you know, they have, there's this big talk of these things called, not teleputers, but like, they think video phones are going to be like a cabinet, basically, that you sit at and you have your conversation. Closer to what would be a, like a phone booth, I guess. Personal phone booth in your home. Shit's starting to bore me. These items are starting to bore me. But no one seems to think that, like, mobile telephones are going to be huge, and even fewer seem to think that mobile telephones are going to be devices where you can video conference. Like, I haven't read anything that I can think of where they got cell phones right. Where they got cell phones as of now right. I think now that we see what cell phones are, there's going to be a lot of writers in the coming years that are going to think of that as a good starting point for a lot of future technologies. What? Oh, wait, I didn't give it the full thing. Like, communication is just going to get better. I mean, we've had Google Glass, we've had things like that. We know roughly what's coming out next in terms of interpersonal communication, handheld communication, stuff like that. Nobody thought walkie-talkies, nobody would have thought, as far as I have read, that walkie-talkies were it. Like, that advanced walkie-talkies were what we were going to do as a society, as a human society. I thought I gave the other thing to the thing, but I didn't. Oh well. We got ourselves a freaking Fok right there. Despite not doing things right. Ice bullets are pretty good. I'm very glad that I have an extra key, because I, as usual, forgot about this. Mimic gun. Mimic gun, mimic gun. Wow, 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 mimic gun. Wow, 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 mimic gun. I haven't gotten this in a freaking wow. I don't remember how it works. I know that I hate it. Wow, we found this room pretty early. It jams up enemy bullets. Which sucks. We have a room clearer that we can use. It also means that we can't change our gun until this is out. Oh, that's why they're all icy blue. Did I see it here? Man, this game, frame pacing is weird sometimes. Still saying it's hitting 100 frames per second, but I don't fucking believe it. 100 seconds of like jagged valleys and peaks of the frame pacing. I can't change my thing. I can't change my weapon yet, so we're gonna come back there and use the bomb exploder once we get done with this fucking piece of shit. I still have a hard time accepting that this gun is in the game. I mean, it makes sense. They have chunks of wall that are mimics in this game, so it makes sense. Basically, I'm kind of getting a free run. This doesn't use my ammo. It just is a dangerous gun to use. Because I'm making... Oh, okay. I'm done with it. I could use this. I can and absolutely am going to use this. A regular ass T-shirt cannon. Because I have ice bullets and one of the shots is going to be good. I'll save the pox cannon for a little later. Also because who gives a fuck? Like, this floor is nothing to worry about. It's nothing to either write home nor fear about. But yeah, some like fucking regular ass ammo would be cool. I guess we got guaranteed ammo coming in 2 locations pretty danged soon. So we don't need to worry too much. How did I just get money? Yeah, shit's looking good. This run is looking neat. Like I don't have a whole lot I'm afraid of on this run. Bosses are going to be handled one of 2 ways. My regular invincibility or my freaking black hole gun. Probably the actual answer is a combination of them both. We got a ton of stuff to knock back enemies if we want to use that. We got throwaway weapons galore, but they're like the throwaway weapons aren't as bad as they usually are even. Because of synergies. We got free keys falling out of the fucking sky. Shit. Scary. Ooh. And we got ammo falling out of the sky all of a sudden. We got flight. More important than all of the things I said. We have flight and movement speed increase. So yeah, this run's great. This run's a dynamite 9 out of 10. Okay, stop it. Whoops! I was just gonna say how we don't really have anything to like ever worry about, but we do have something to always worry about, and that something is my inability to pay attention. I get like, it's not distracted. Distracted is the wrong word. I get I guess complacent is a closer word, but it's more like complacent slash unconcerned. It's kind of just complacent, I guess. This would be neat. Both of these would be extremely neat, but we don't pass up table tech blanks in this house. I wanna check the rest of the floor first. Because I have hopes. So my biggest hope is some sort of ability to steal, because we have 0 curse as we get. Or just a freaking brick of money falls out of the sky. Maybe even the item briefcase of cash. I almost said break cash. I don't want break cash. I don't care about secrets that much. We don't need to worry about secrets because we have infinite explosions. Not infinite, but we have less finite explosions in the form of Little Bomber Junior Baby. So whereas usually we would be worried about blanks, worried about testing, worried about wasting our time shooting at walls, we're not worried about those things this time. Bubby, baby, boy. What's going on? What's going on? Why are there still rooms on this floor? It's just very surprising. That guy's dead. Alright, we didn't get $1 million. But who cares? Let's stop saving the good stuff. Let's start using the good stuff. This guy moves too much. He's kind of a problem. His card is too wild. So like the black hole gun's a little less useful on him because it's harder to stay on the opposite side in the same way, to the same degree. I'm very... Wow! Little baby good boy, mimic baby boy, did the final damage there. Stop shooting. Stop. Little good boy, mimic boy. So let's open as many of these as we freaking can. We got ice and fire bullets. Hey, Kekbur. Yeah, I can't believe he took out the freaking boss. Are you saying, like, are you laughing and then being like, ooh, it's chilly. Chillier than Chili Gonzalez over here. What did that synergize with? Ooh, we got hidden tech bees. That's a good one. Shit. We're gonna get 2 keys. I hate not being able to carry an extra item. But I did this to myself. All right, let's open this blue. We still gotta hope that it'll give us the ability to steal, because we can steal 2 things. Nope, just a banana. It's my friend Pedro over here. I haven't played that game. I don't know what I'm talking about. We're gonna start using better weapons now. I really would have liked the if I had not been spending money like aggressively this whole time. I really would have loved to have gotten the owl, because Baby Good Mimic would have become a second owl, and we would have just been in the city of 1,000 blanks. Which is a good city to be in. Right up, right up, right up. Shit. What's the best way to deal with these guys? I think it's this. Oh, they're not poison proof, so. Right up, right up, right up. We're also going to get ammo, so there's no reason to withhold. Just keep 15 of these, I guess. Where'd I come in from? I think I came in from the right. Not certain, though. This is not the right combination. It's unlike Sing, Heating, and Heil. Sing, Heating, and Heil. A good combination. I wonder if that business, that co-venture, is still around in the South. That joint business venture of Sing, Heating, and Heil. Get out of here, everybody. Get beat up. It's unbelievable that you're still around. Thank you. That's neat. That's neat that that came a little early, too. Shit, which side did I come in? I think from over there. I am terrible at remembering the order I went into this room if anything at all drops. Like, okay. Okay. I don't think we, like, really need any other ammo. That's sad. And we're actually gonna fill that up. T-shirt cannon we can fill up. That's full. That's not really useful. Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna use the bees and the pox cannon first, but let's give this something. Give this to the Gungeon, I guess. Bees and the pox cannon, keep him poisoned. We're gonna use blanks a lot on this one. We'll use the black hole gun on the next guy. The next phase. Why does he seem slow? Oh, because of the ice in my veins. I wonder if these can even hit us. Damn it. Stop. I can't believe I got hit there. I'm actually genuinely surprised. Well, that one I just rolled into. I didn't use a single blank, as per usual. Because I'm stupid. I'm a fucking idiot and I never ever will learn. Alright. Squatchy streaming. Heavy ballets. This is actually like the most optimal start to this. It gives me a good long time to just lean in. You know, I could have been using the thing in both phases, but that apparently is not how I'm going to. Oh my god, I still got hit. Don't know how I still got hit. I used to not like the freaking black hole gun. Like, what kind of a damn fool was I? I had to have had, like, mental issues when I was thinking that that was not a useful weapon. Damn it. Oh shit. I hate that I skipped. The Gun Knight Greaves. Damn. Why can't I ever... Oh, well, he's done. Get out of here with that. Get out of here with that. That being your life. So we're gonna have double wingmen. Now if we can get the synergy that makes those wingmen shoot much faster, we'll be good to go. Good tooth go, as dentists say. And the railgun. Railgun's a pretty good gun. I think we only got 3 keys. But that's okay. We didn't knock any active items on it, out of them. That's the most frustrating thing that can happen, pretty much, in my opinion. Oh no, we got 4. Oh yeah, you get one right away for just talking to him. Taking that first open swing. I don't even want to talk to this guy. Screw it. It's not worth my time. 2 keys, a 4th blank. More armor than I started with, which is the goal. And then we're done. We just open this up. We turn into the rat. I don't know if we actually turn into the rat when we're in the chair, but I'd imagine we do. Yeah. Yeah. He doesn't know how to sit in it right. And then, like, I guess we start using the pot skin. My favorite weapon in the game. We start actually using it now that we've done everything we need to do. Let's put that POW on there. And keep going. We're not going to use any of the active items we got, but at least we can hold more than one. So we can freeze, poison, and burn with the pot scanner. We got, like, the triumvirate of dots. Oh man, let's actually use this for once in our damn lives. I feel like a lot of those shots didn't reflect for some reason, or something was up. Let's go this way. Yeah, big room that had to be isolated like this. There had to be some reason for it. If you were a real man, Blocker, you would have put a single table in this room. You freaking coward. Ooh. Challenge, an extra key. And another freaking weird. Another blank salesman. Let's go to this guy first. Whoops. I really should not be ever hit on this run at this point. That gun is for sale, even though I can't burn. I'm not gonna buy it. That gun is only for selling. I actually have a lot of guns that I'm going to sell. Even if they hurt some of these synergies. They're much more valuable as sold goods. There's my wife. Sorry about that. Jackie called and giving me the update about her work day. She had a double today, which I have a double tomorrow. But she's gonna go out and have some drinks. So I will probably not see her tonight. Probably see her tomorrow though. Maybe. Actually, probably won't see her until Monday. Just the way our work week breaks down though. Man, I don't know what boss we have, but it's not the wallmonger. That's all I do know. My state capital. Stop. Stop. Since I don't need to use a blank for that, I should go get that now. I don't know why I'm not letting my thing take long enough to active reload. Right, I definitely didn't need to use a blank for that. Stop. Yeah. We're gonna sell a lot. We're gonna sell a lot. There's not really anything great to buy. Those amulets are okay. Oh man. RAM I ordered is not gonna be in until Monday when they said Sunday before. What? Oh. He like disappeared and then came back. This is probably a pretty boring run. For all the nobody that is involved. Except for me, I'm having a good time. This is a smooth one. Smooth as a baby's butter. Until I do shit like that for no reason. I didn't even need to go into that room. And I knew that. I knew I could skip around it. I have the freaking map from that easy-ass Blockner fight. Alright, alright. Keep it easy, sleazy, greasy, and make deluxe. Let's not make this any more difficult than it needs to be. Let's, in fact, if we can, make it less difficult. It's kind of scary, actually, when you forget that you're using that. I don't think I have any damage bonus stuff, but that freaking felt like I did. We're gonna get rid of like all of the guns that I would only use to be using them. Get rid of that. It doesn't have any synergy. Definitely get rid of that one. That can eat my ass. I don't want to be the rat anymore. So we get rid of Elementaler. This one was just there as a filler. Skulls? Don't need them. Tachyon gun, I don't ever use it. What else we got? What else we got? What else we got? What else we got? None of that I really want to give away. Probably won't be using the hammer anymore. Okay. We're good to keep on creeping on. We can sell the gunner. We just don't need some stuff. You know what? The amulets were worth it. There's almost 200 casings, but worth it because I have table tech blanks. Hot ones. What does hot ones do? Okay, so a lot more fire. We got the pig, and it's the poison pig at that. Oof, I'll take it. Ooh. Man, I wish I had gotten him before I got Wingman. The pig has a 0 point, you know, to the infinitieth power likelihood of actually being engaged in this fight, but there's no chance we're going to need the pig, is what I'm very poorly saying. Saying in a very poor manner. Let's just keep going. We could have gone to that 10th floor. You've already done enough. This run is already long enough. Oh man, I didn't even see that guy. I thought he was one of my myriad familiars. I really like the M1, especially if I get a the M1 multi-tool synergy with it. As is, it's not bad. It's just not mind-blowing. Dude, we're gonna be making a lot of dudes froze up and burnt to pieces. Frozen all the way up and burnt mostly to pieces. We still have the Pox Cannon, which I'm saving ammo for no other reason than I don't need to use it right now. Yipes. Okay, his bees actually did the work. Hey, it's Kyle! What's up? 10 months? That's crazy. 10 months without even a day off of being subscribed. That's what I call dead-o-mocation. We only use 2. Well... I want some keys to search on them. That'd be neat. That'd be real neat. Real neat. Yo, you know what sucks? Using that is gonna fuck up the hand. And I know it is. Hey, Kyle. What is this guy doing? This guy does not like table tech blanks. How's your Friday night treating you? I just got a thing from Amazon saying that the RAM's gonna get there Monday. They said Sunday before, but it should be there Monday before 9 p.m. because they're filthy, dirty liars. I wish you could buy, like... I wish there was RAM that was as cheap as, like, a memory card or a USB card. You just buy while you're waiting for that other one to get there so you can get the main shit done. How's she doing? Oh my god, this is fucking insane. So this is the third time. The third. Count them 1, 2, third time that old Red has shown up on this run. And I bought stuff from him every single time. I'm gonna buy Elder Blank. I don't super need it, especially since I have TTBs and lead skin and the other thing. But I don't. This is a house that buys table tech blanks, and this is also a house that always buys Elder Blank, no matter what. How was Jessica Jones doing? Was she showing everybody her unbreakable skin? I actually don't remember what her powers are. She has gone through various incarnations in the Marvel comic book continuity, So I don't know, like, what her skill set is in terms of the Marvel Netflix continuity. Oh, really? That's dumb. That's boring. She used to have, like, energy projection. She used to have this jewel that could, like... Damn. Come on, I can do this. Alright, so my explosions aren't shoving things. Anyway, that was easy enough to do. I know that Jessica Jones's big thing was like, and like this is gonna sound shitty, but like one of her big things, at least in the Marvel comic book universe that I was when I was reading it, was she kind of tamed the wild beast that was Luke Cage. She took Power Man and turned him into Husband Man. And, like, I hate that, like, one of her biggest claims to fame was she married some dude. But, like, you know, Brian Michael Bendis and the rest, they don't, they're not known for their forward-thinkingness. Yeah, I forgot there was a Luke Cage show. There was a whole Defenders show, right? Did Iron Fist get his own show? Did they really go that far into it? That's crazy. That's it. That's it for this floor. We might as well just open all these chests. Ooh, a second speed boost. That's actually gonna... That's going to fuck me up. I should kick it off. I killed the rat, so I should just kick it off before we before I do a fight. Oh, Iron Fist is bad? Huh. That's kind of surprising. Ah. That sucks. Iron Fist is a cool character in Marvel Comics. He's cool because he's like... He's kind of like nerdy for a guy that is like, you know, world-class martial artsman. Martial artsmith. He had like that kind of hilarious dorky vibe. He was kind of like the nerd of the Defenders or the New Avengers or whatever. That sounds like he was the perfect character and everyone should watch it. You talking about George of the Jungle where Brendan Fraser was shirtless and ripped as fuck the entire time? And he was like, hey Selma, hey Ursula. Dude, you know, I hate to say this, but sometimes the human brain is just fundamentally stupid. So there was this girl in the class above me at the art school I went to who was a writer, and her name was Ursula, and so I was like, I'm fucking in love with that name. I was like way into her like a regular creep, and then I was like, anybody named Ursula is the shit. So I remember even thinking like, why in the fuck am I using this weapon? Yeah, like, I was like way into her. I was way into the name at least. I mean, I was also like, it was like 16, 17, so I was kind of way into like every girl. Like, it was crazy. And it took nothing for me to attach that to like external things. Like, I like Elvis Costello a lot because there's another girl that was a grade above me that was super into Elvis Costello, and I was like, she's smart, She's a talented writer. I better listen to LBC. But like, I mean, I grew to like him. I grew to like him in a legitimate way after listening to him out of weird infatuation. It's so weird being a dude, man. Like being a dude, especially without growing up with your dad. It's just like, I don't know. I always feel like if I like anything, it's because I'm some sort of monster. I got this weird Catholic guilt for someone who was never Catholic. Like I just feel guilty and responsible for things. Like having crushes on girls made me feel like I'm a gross person. Still kind of feels that way sometimes. Like, I mean, I don't have crushes on girls, but like it felt that way until late in my adult life. I think it's probably why I was why I was never one of the cool kids who was going around slanging his Johnson left and right, because I fundamentally felt weird about even liking people. Like, am I being a creep? Am I being a fucking creep just by being attracted to this person? That was like a real question I kind of mentally asked myself a lot of the time. Am I behaving differently? Am I treating them like not my social equal because I, you know, get excited at the thought of interacting with them? Like, that's weird shit. Like, I don't know. I'm so glad I don't have to worry about being single until Jackie divorces me. I got a little bit of a window of not having to be single. Damn it. I am very good at throwing that wardrobe right into the wall. Woo. That shifa robe. I don't know, dude. There were a lot of guys who were gross creeps, so it kind of taught me that, like, hey, don't be like them. Yeah, it's not fun. It's not fun to feel responsible for things that you did not actually do. But, there were so many dickheaded douchebags, like, that it made me worried. Also, I was just, like, preternaturally nervous around girls, so it was like, well, I better feel weird about everything when it comes to women, girls. But that went away pretty much after college, and actual banging started happening, and I realized girls just like to have a good time too. High school was just weird, man. I didn't understand anything, and I thought I understood everything. Like, there's never a time that I thought I knew more about the world and actually knew less than high school. It was like the fucking inverse of reality. This is actually the right way. Weird. Neat. That guy's just gonna die from dots, so I don't need to worry. Hey, I can't tell what's going on. I'm moving too fast. I got a chair around me. I got like 6 different fucking familiars. I need things to clarify themselves a little bit. At least by the time I get to the boss. It was weird. I thought, like, banging was gonna make, like, intersex relationships weirder. It made it so much clearer to me. Just like, people enjoy this shit. There's nothing else to it. Because when I was younger, I dated a girl who was a pretty devout Christian. And it was all kind of messed up. Like, that was the girlfriend I went to college with. Like, we would not have sex. We just did not have sex. But there was still a lot of grabbing and jostling and pulling and excreting. But there was no actual sex. Like no regular pennies, which is penetration abbreviated into the weirdest word. But, you know, it was just a weird time. So I think it did not help with my confusion about the whole situation. It also, like, didn't help that I was kind of a late bloomer in terms of even, like, interest. Like, I remember I had a friend who in the 4th grade was talking about this girl that he liked, and I was like, you're fucking crazy. You're fucking insane. Girls are still gross. I remember him buying her something, and I was like, that is a waste of the very, very limited resources we have as 4th graders. So how about you cut that shit out and help me build a tree fort? And then I think it wasn't until the 6th grade that I was like, man, I like what's going on when there are ladies around. And by ladies, I of course mean 6th grade girls. I think ladies were still like ancient beings from beyond the moon. Like, that didn't change for a while. They were my mom's friends and my teachers and stuff. Anyway, that was a good run. It was a very good run. We didn't get Junkin, but we got everything else on our checklist. This tends to happen. I play as the pilot. I do pretty poorly, or I don't do poorly, but I don't capitalize on everything. And then I play as the Marine afterwards, and he's so much safer early on. That things tend to have the opportunity to spiral up. Man, I am tired as fuck. Yes, it is. So, I run into a lot of problems with my stream with getting things lined up. Not just because of the ultra wide. That is a big part of it, but it's because I have 3 fucking monitors, and it's like sometimes things split between multiple monitors, sometimes things don't know which monitor to view it on, shit like that. It's crazy. It's crazy. That was a good run. Everything's still moving. I don't know what's wrong with my game. But yeah, wait until you start trying to stream on it. Well, you probably won't be on multiple monitors after a while. Anyway, let's end this. That's a Fokpow Ogulf right there. We got the whole thing from start to finish. We got the Old King Flawless, the Rat Fight, Win, the Lead God, and the Lich Flawless.